And finally, we arrive at the 6 lines of the pearl. The pearl is the zenith of our prosperity, and it's what connects us back to our life's work, to our bag, and to what we love and how we fit into the world. I'm Molly, you're watching Mirror Readings, and yeah, let's go. When we stabilize in the gift frequency of our pearl, we can breathe a big sigh of relief because, okay, take 2. So when we stabilize in the gift of our pearl, our life gets really simple. So we're able to breathe a big sigh of relief because we're living from our heart, right? Stabilizing in the gift frequency is a byproduct of living all of these life experiences, having our heart cracked open, and using our relationships as a mirror to figure out where we're still in shadow and where our gifts are beginning to flower. One more thing before I get into the lines. When we're in the shadow of our pearl, we've forgotten what's important in life. And what's important is the simple things. It's our connections with other people. It's simple pleasures. So whatever you can do to get grounded in simplicity is automatically going to help you stabilize in the gift of your pearl. Okay, here we go. First lines. Line 1 is simplicity. And for you guys, money doesn't really matter. It only matters in that it can uncomplicate things for you. So prosperity for first lines is about being free to continue to create whatever they want. Money ensures that. You know you're in shadow if you have a first line in your pearl, if you have clutter around. Clutter is the worst thing for first line pearls. So an easy way to get out of the shadow and into the gift frequency, another symptom of the shadow is like over analysis paralysis, is getting into nature. Getting into nature will naturally soothe your system and bring you into your gifts and your creativity. Line 2 is recognition, and it's all about learning to receive. Line 2 is a paradox because it doesn't seek recognition unless it's feeling insecure, but line 2s can have a hard time opening themselves up to receive. And like in order to receive, you have to be recognized, but it can't come from a place of insecurity. It's tricky. If you're in the shadow side of line 2 and feeling needy for recognition, the best thing that you can do is recognize someone else. Once you empower another person, gas them up, make them feel good, you've automatically accessed the gift of your pearl. If you have a line 2 in your pearl and you find yourself being thirsty for recognition, the best thing you can do is recognize somebody else. When you give that recognition away, you're automatically put in the gift frequency of your pearl. So if you are a second line, you will always enjoy investing in someone you truly believe in. It's all about finding the people in life who you recognize and then who recognize you at the soul level. That's what's going to put you in the frequency to receive. Line 3 is celebration. So for third lines, the point of money is to be able to celebrate being alive. Line 3s love a party, and obviously in shadow state, this can create problems of overindulgence, negative patterns. I mean, y'all know what it means to party too much. But if you have a third line pearl, it's possible that you're going to attract a great deal of money into your life if you're spending it celebrating others. You want to increase people's joy. That's going to bring you more and more money and more connection to society. If you have a third line in your pearl and you're feeling a lack of financial abundance, find anything to celebrate that doesn't cost money. Like just celebrate being alive, dance in the street, sing in the shower, whatever it takes. That's going to put you in the frequency of stabilizing your gifts. Okay, fourth line, y'all are charity. Charity is a very specific funneling of life force for the sake of helping others. This means that you can magnetize people who need help into your life. And if you develop a martyr complex and get your ego involved, you're going to be blocked in your prosperity and you're not going to have very much to give. The key to stabilizing the gift of fourth line pearls is gratitude. Find anything to be grateful for and practice gratitude every day. That will automatically stabilize you in your pearl gift. Okay, fourth line. So you guys are charity, and charity is a very specific funneling of energy for the sake of helping others. This means that line 4s can magnetize really needy people into their lives. And if that charitable line gets mixed up with ego and you develop a martyr complex, not only are you not going to have very much to give, but you're going to give what Kabbalah calls the bread of shame, which means giving something to someone that they're not ready to receive. Bread of shame always ends badly for both the giver and the receiver. So the hallmark of this line is gratitude. The way to instantly stabilize in the gift frequency of your pearl, if you have a 4th line, is to be grateful for anything, everything. Just pick something and practice gratitude. 5th lines are all about power, and yet again, line 5 is the line of power in the pearl. So with great power comes great responsibility. Duh. You can wield power in a very domineering way or with a really soft touch. So accessing softness is essential to stabilizing the gift of your pearl, whatever that looks like. Sometimes in a repressed shadow state, 5th lines can shrink away from the power because they're afraid of the responsibility. So look at the relationship your shadow and your pearl has with responsibility and how that plays out in your life. Per usual, 5th lines have the ability to attract more money into their life than any of the other lines, and hopefully you guys want to use that money to help others. The 5th line's highest role is to balance the world economy by helping the wealthy to donate their money to places and communities that are in lack. Yeah, the 5th line is not in it for the feeling of reward or the connection to others. The 5th line is carrying out a higher vision of humanity where we all lift each other up. That's the 5th line and its gift. How are you using your power, 5th lines, really and truly? Because if you're lifting others up, you're going to get a bigger bag. These are the facts. Line 6 is nature, and per usual, line 6 is a paradox that can see the rest of infinity. So nature shows us that there's no such thing as a closed system. Line 6s can always see the interconnected nature of all the variables, but they can even see far enough ahead to a time where money doesn't exist because human beings don't need it anymore. Deep down, line 6s know that we're all part of nature and we're all part of evolution, and that things are going to play out just as they're supposed to, and we're just playing our little role as little individual egos in a grand play. Now, in shadow, line 6s are very mistrusting of that evolution. So that's a feeling that you got to look for and see what the relationship is between the shadow that you have in your pearl and trust. In the gift frequency, line 6s can hold a higher vision even when everything looks like a total shit show. So, line 6s, we need you right now. Please stabilize in your gifts and hold the vibe down for the planet. Please and thank you. I'm Molly, you're watching Mirror Readings, and thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to get a reading with me, visit my website, mirrorreadings.com, and you can subscribe to this channel to save 15% on all my offerings. Email me if you have any questions, mirrorreadings@gmail.com. And thanks for riding with me. We made it all the way through all the lines in the whole Gene Keys profile. Woohoo!